Hey, how's it going, dear viewers? It's AK here. Today is going to be a video in English. And we're visiting Donghaian today. Directly translates to East Coast. But it's more like an expansion of reclaimed land that's on the southeast part of the city. This road is going to be open soon, and it's going to extend all the way to the west side of the city. And to the right, we have the bridge that connects the two parts of the city. This part is called Donghaian, of course, and on the other side, that's Haojiang district. The bridge was built by Li Ka-shing about a decade ago, and it costs around 12 kwai to go across that bridge one way. So these days people are using that bridge less and less because there are free bridges and an undersea tunnel that connects the two areas, the two districts. Looks like it's still open and available. So here we go. There are obviously several holes in the fence where you could penetrate. So you could get to the shore and enjoy a little dip. And of course also hopefully catch a few fish. I have taken videos of this beach several times, and so people have died around here, so if you do ever decide to swim or fish in this area, do so at your own risk. People will try to help and rescue you, but there are no lifeguards, and you'll basically be on your own. Road can be a little bit bumpy, but overall it's still alright. It's been somewhat recently repaired. Surprisingly good weather today, not for viewing but for traveling. If you want to get a really good photo around the beach, today's not the day, but if you want to walk around, then today is perfect for that. Not a whole lot of sunlight, and okay, there we go. Not a whole lot of sunlight and not a whole lot of wind either. The temperature is a little cold, but nothing unmanageable. Right, here we go. This is technically the start of Donghaian area, as shown by that sign there. And here's the main road that connects the main part of the city to the entire area of Donghaian. Goes all the way to the end of the city, the end of China's mainland. And if we keep going from this direction and travel for a few hundred kilometers, we'll reach Luzon in the Philippines. People are moving in this area, are moving into this area from the old parts of the town, So the population density here is going to keep on growing for the foreseeable future. But for how long? Who knows? Maybe a couple of years, maybe a decade. My prediction is around 4 or 5 years. The population in the country is on the decline, and even though people are still giving a lot of births in this area, the birth rate decline is inevitable and obvious. I'm trying to find a way to move into the inner road, or I should say the outer road, but it might have been completely blocked off by now. Back then it was still very easy to access, but now I don't know. Looks to be blocked off. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cross from here. Because even if I do reach the end of the mainland, there's nothing to see. It's just another park that doesn't allow shared bikes to go through. So might as well just turn it around from here. You see, the fully yellow bikes from Meituan are not allowed in this area, and the lime bikes, the red bikes, and the the yellow-white bikes, they do have access to the area, but they do not allow foreigners to register, so there's no way for me to use them, which leaves the teal bikes as the only choice. Oh yeah, and the orange and blue bikes, that doesn't work either. All of these, all the bikes except for the pure yellow and teal bikes are only available to the Chinese IDs. These are really beautiful parks, but they're still being built, so I'm not exactly going to see much development for at least a couple more years. But by, I would say, 2030, this area is going to be bustling with life and beauty. Oh, and by the way, these apartments are not that expensive. If you consider purchasing an apartment, a condo with a view of the Pacific Ocean, you can certainly do so. The cost is around 12,000 to 15,000 RMB per square meter in general. Some of them do go for a little bit cheaper or a little bit more expensive, but in general it's around 15K. Yeah, in general it's around 15K. That's RMB, so if you divide that by 7 or 7 point something, you get the US dollars. Parking, though, is generally not free, and a parking spot costs around 200K. Yeah, total 200K. Sometimes they're a little cheaper, around 100K. So, yeah. Okay, this one, it says 1.1, so that's 11,000 per square meter. But that's the apartment without any view. That's like their cheapest available apartment. If you want one with a view of the ocean, it goes a little more expensive, obviously. And even though you're not seeing any residents around here yet, most of the apartments have already been sold. People will be moving in after they're done after they're done building out the inside. And when all the schools and hospitals and other necessities are completed, people will be moving into this area. But still, for now, only the earliest built apartments have a decent residence rate. Yeah. These are the new schools, and they do have a decent teaching force, teachers, from what I know, but the exact quality of their education, well, that remains to be seen. They have only been around for a couple of years. They've only been in operation for around 2 years, or maybe 3 years. So we don't really know exactly how good the students turn out to be as of now. Yeah, these are all schools. If I were to have children here, then it's possible that I'll send my kids in one of these schools here. Oh yeah, that's a classic Kid Castle kindergarten. Everyone knows what these guys are about. A lot of foreign teachers work here. For probably like a quarter of all the foreign teachers in China, they either have worked at Kid Castle or know someone who's worked there. Yeah, I would say 100% of the foreign teachers in China know someone who works at Kid Castle. Now this area has been around for a lot longer, so these buildings are around 10 years old, and obviously you can see more business and more population around here. Bakeries, bookshops, and home hardware stores. What else is there? I think that's a pizza place, and even a pet shop. All right, let's go. Of course, also plenty of convenience stores and restaurants. There's also a shopping center in the area, somewhere around here. Yeah, I think that one on the right, that's the shopping center. Yeah. Here's a dim sum place. Not sure how good it is though. And on the left there, that's the wet market. The modern wet markets are honestly quite clean, and there's lots of inspectors in the area too, so in general I'm pretty happy with these kinds of services, and the food is fairly safe. over here, this is pretty much the end of the newly built area called Donghaian. So yeah, it's not a huge area, but still it has a lot, and then I mean a lot of residential homes, and if they're all filled out, it's probably enough for around a couple of 100,000 people. I've never been to this part though, so I'm gonna check it out. Okay, yeah, so this just leads to the river. And I've taken videos of the river last time. It's the same river, and it connects to the rich people island, Jinyedao. So if I keep on going left, it goes all the way to that island. Okay, yeah, I don't really want to go there, so I'm just going to turn back from here. There's also several training schools in the region, aside from Kid Castle, of course, and if you do ever decide to work as an English teacher in Shantou, these places do hire, and although they don't pay a whole lot, they do offer a sufficiently decent salary for what they for the city of, at least. So there's no worry about not being able to find a job or not being able to feed yourself. As long as you can teach English, you'll be fine. And I think I'm just gonna end the video here. Yeah, that's all for now. AK out.